It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Believe it. I missed everything.
Miss the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
On Thursday's show, we spent a little time talking about the mom who just threw the iPad out the moving car window because her daughter wasn't listening. And we thought, all right, what other creative punishments have you had go on in your life, either as a parent or as a kid? And we got some really interesting answers. They're coming up in a couple of seconds in the podcast. Here we go. Good morning and welcome in. Now, if you have a child who's doing any extracurricular activities, or maybe even like Melissa is going to join us here in a second, a sibling, you kind of always watch out for them. But you do have this trust that you are going to send them in this environment to a coach, to an instructor, to a chaperone, and things are going to go right. It's a blind trust. Most of these people you've never met.
And 99% of the time, it's going to be incredible. But you never know if somebody just doesn't know how to speak to a certain age and gender of children.
Yeah.
You know, so. That's
Melissa, we saw your text. We appreciate you calling the show back. You want to tell us, like everybody, what's going on here?
So my little sister plays junior varsity, and her coach made some really inappropriate comments about them needing to shave and keeping it tight and being presentable. Yeah, it's weird, right? Like, I never played sports in high school.
Yeah, to even
I don't really know
those conversations, I would not think that they would even be allowed to go there with a conversation.
Let me play devil's advocate here for a quick second before we dig into this. If it was a female coach, would have you thought it was okay?
No, it's a male coach, and that still feels weird.
Okay. Male coach, absolutely inappropriate. Female coach, I wouldn't have the same feelings, but it's still a little strange. Did your sister tell your parents yet? Or
no, she doesn't want our mom to take her off the team because it's important to her. She likes doing it. And our mom already has weird feelings about the coach.
Okay.
So she's afraid that this is like a final straw kind of thing.
Are these feelings valid? Like, should we be listening to our feelings, or should we put this coach in a situation where you know where I'm going with this? Like, I don't want to make it out to be like, we got to get this guy out of there.
Don't put
at all,
the toothpaste back in the tube here. You know what I mean?
He should not be talking to them, period, about this at all.
Thank you, because that feels validating, because I felt like maybe I was overreacting, like maybe something got misconstrued.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just feels icky.
And I agree. I think it feels icky. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on hold here, Melissa, and I want to give our listeners a chance to call in with what your move would be. We talked to a woman named Melissa just a minute or two ago, and she's very concerned about what was said to her sister at the JV volleyball practice, if you missed it.
So my little sister plays junior varsity, and her coach made some really inappropriate comments about them needing to shave and keeping it tight and being presentable. Yeah, it's weird, right?
So she's struggling with, like, what to do now. Obviously, her sister confided in her.
Her sister is worried that if she tells her mom will pull her from the team. She really put a lot of effort into where she's at, and she doesn't want that to be a thing. But it did make her feel something in her gut, which she got to go with.
What's the next move here, Lexi?
I mean, I can understand, when I was a kid, I loved playing sports. My parents only let me play one sport, but I never had that type of incident happen. I feel like one move they could make if, I don't know if it was the first time it happened, but if they feel uncomfortable, maybe they should go to their principal and explain to their principal what happened. Maybe they could find a different coach or something like that.
Well, the most popular answer right now via texting is go to the athletic director. Maybe it's not a big thing, but at least the chain of command is all informed.
Yeah. And I've only ever had male coaches. I really have never had a female coach, but I know that none of them ever made me feel like that. So
I go above and beyond to tell my players and parents when I'm coaching that if there is an issue, come directly to me with it. At least you'll hear what happened, because there's always a couple of sides of the story, right? And then we can discuss it, right? Like I'd rather snuff out the problem than let it grow to be a bigger problem. So, excuse me. Thanks, Lexi. I really appreciate your thoughts this morning. I'm interested to get a guy's angle on this. So let's go to line 2 here. Tyler is waiting for us. Morning, Tyler. How are you doing, bud?
Good. How are you?
Good. What would you do here? What's the move?
You got to go directly to the AD. I'm a teacher and a coach at every level, K through varsity, and you have to go to the AD. Unfortunately, this goes straight above the coach's head. I respect what you said, JJ, but you don't go to the coach first on one. It's just through all training, through all safe sports, through everything. Yeah, you got to go directly to the AD. There needs to be a meeting had, and it shouldn't be put on the player as far as if she's off the team or not by the mom. I'd encourage to say, go to the AD, and then it needs to be addressed.
Yeah, I guess maybe I didn't echo what I was trying to get across the right way before. I guess when I would talk to parents and kids about it, it's when it comes to playing time, when it comes to position, when it comes to where you're going to hit in the order. Like, don't take that to my athletic
this is about
director.
shaving young girls.
Right.
So.
If it had to do with their appearance or anything that was kind of private like that, you're right. I think you got to jump this up the chain, not only for the school to have information on it, because listen, what if you decided to handle this privately and then word got out 6 months later? Now you got 10 people in this chain, including all the other coaches, athletic director, assistant AD. You're right. I mean, it's got to go all the way up there, right?
I think as far as coaches, anything other than the sport, you might be in a gray area. You never know who's going to take it what way, and you just got to stick with the sport.
I mean, the furthest you can go is like asking for a team apparel, dress up day. You look good, you feel good, you play good, but never personal appearance, never anything of that nature.
Good call on that. What do you coach, Tyler? Can you say?
Basketball and baseball.
Okay, very good, man. Well, hey, I appreciate your thoughts on this. Thanks for helping us out. It's always good stuff. I hope you have a good day today. Know anyone with a third nipple?
My friend Kelly had one.
Yeah.
Yep.
A guy lived next 2 doors down from me, actually, in college, had a third nipple, and he tried to hide it.
It just looked like a mole, though, on her.
Now, his was relatively big.
Mark Wahlberg has one.
And is it under one of the other nipples?
I will pull up a picture.
That's the most common spot to get it. But 1 in 18 people have a third nipple. Do you know it was that common?
I did not know it was that common. That's
so think about this. You probably work at a place that's got at least 20 people working there. That means on odds, at least one of the people you're working with, if you aren't third nipple person, is a third nipple person.
Huh. Does it mean anything? Like, do you have special power?
I don't think so. But listen, I would hide that or get it cut out, because here's what happened. This guy that lived 2 doors down from me my freshman year in college, he was a sophomore. His name was Craig. And I think everybody was cool with it that was in his class.
Yeah.
But when the freshman class moved in, he was coming out of the shower one day just with a towel around his waist. We had these communal showers, and another freshman had saw it. And they're like, Craig's, what's that? And he's like, I have a third nipple. It's just always been there or whatever. This guy, for the entire time I was at college, was just known by Nip.
Okay.
You could walk down any of the hallways, including the student union, and hear Nip, and he would turn and look.
Now, some look like moles, but that looks like a
That's a
nipple.
third nipple, yeah. Is that Mark Wahlberg's?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a legitimate third nipple. Real quick, I promise I'm not going to make fun of you. We won't give you any nicknames. I'm just curious, because 1 in 18 people have a third nipple. So if I do the rough monkey math here real quick, that means we've got at least a couple hundred listeners right now that have third nipples listening.
If you're a female, do you find that it works much like your other ones?
No, I'm sure it doesn't have a duct and everything like that. I'm sure you can't use it.
Well, like under
for
your armpits have
breastfeeding.
milk ducts. So
Are they sweat ducts or milk ducts?
there's milk ducts, like the women that have overactive milk. Then they get that huge lump underneath their armpit, and then they have to squeeze it out, and it's all milk. Haven't you heard about that?
No.
We had a listener call and confirm that happened.
You
to
can
her.
also have a third nipple on the bottom of your foot. That's also a common place for it. So the most common is right under one of your nipples, probably an inch or two down. Obviously the armpit, but then on the bottom of your foot, third nipple is a thing.
Yeah.
Real quick, if you got one, just text us, me, with your hand up, or text that Forrest Gump wave thing.
Third nipple over here.
I would just like to know how many people really right now are listening to us live that are rocking the third nipple.
Bingo! How fun!
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo.
Bingo!
Bingo what bingo? Bingo! Bingo!
Listener bingo works this way. Kat and I will each throw out a couple of scenarios, but we're looking for the first person who can call and get through who fits either one of them. Then you get the bingo. Maybe you're somebody listening who
got married on location. Like for your wedding, you had everybody hike to a waterfall, or you were not in a church or a venue. This couple got married on a Southwest flight.
By the power vested in me by the state of Indiana, the FAA, and Southwest Airlines, I pronounce you man and wife.
Oh, how romantic. With 400 people you really don't want to be sitting next to.
Yeah, and I don't want to. I'm watching my movie. You know what I mean? Like I'm not one that messes with that stuff. Like if somebody has like their jazz instruments and they're like, we're just gonna play, to bide some time, I won't be partying. I'm kind of a killjoy like that.
But Kat's also the first person that'll clap as soon as the plane lands, which is the most annoying thing in the world.
We're safe. We are there. So you were on location with your wedding.
I'm looking for anyone listening who has a celebrity's name as part of your name. It could be your first name or your last name, but you were named after a celebrity. So if either of these fit, first person through gets the bingo. But call now. Hi, Brooklyn. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Which one do you fit?
I fit the name.
Okay. Is it Brooklyn or is it your middle name?
That's my first name. My last name is Applegate. So after Christina Applegate, does that qualify?
Well, no. That sounds like that sounds like a coincidence. You weren't necessarily named after her, right?
No, she's somehow related to me, so we're related.
Wow.
Okay, so you are related to Christina Applegate, and that's why your last. So it's not.
If I knew I was related to Christina Applegate, I could tell you the lineage. So do you know for a fact, or this is just like the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives? How someone along the way said her husband was cousins with Ben Affleck, and it wasn't true.
No, so my dad met her a long time ago. That's how we found out we were related. I'm too young, but that's how it all happened.
Okay, so somewhere along the line, if you did your 23andMe, you guys would find yourselves coming, like your genes came from the same person.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow,
Interesting.
okay.
And you've never met her yourself?
Never, no.
Is that do you hope to one day? I mean, she's a pretty big celebrity.
She's pretty big. I hope to, but,
Well, maybe this will get it all started because I'm sure she probably listens.
I'm sure.
Okay, thanks. Have a great morning. I appreciate that one. That one led me all over the place.
Yeah,
At first, I was like, wait, this is a coincidence. And then you find out she's really related to her. We got time for a double bingo here real quick. I want to bring line 3 on. And you're named after who?
Yes, Laura Ingalls Wilder is who I was named after.
Okay, so your first name is Laura?
The name Laura. So, yes, Little House on the Prairie was my mom's favorite show.
It's better than Nellie Olson, I'll give you that.
Yeah, she was a brat.
Yeah.
But you were in an actual show, or she's saying her name was in a show?
Her name was in the show. So is it Laura?
I was named after Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Okay, I got you. And so you have to watch all the shows and read the books now, right?
I have.
Mm-hmm. And they're as boring as it sounds, isn't it?
No, they're pretty good.
So Friday morning when we start the live show at 6:05, you're going to choose which concert you want to go to. Rascal Flatts, Chris Stapleton, or Pitbull. We just announced that concert Thursday morning. You choose which show you want to go to if you're up early with us at 6:05 to start the weekend Friday morning. Right now, let's wrap up the podcast. I'm not here to fan the flames. I'm just telling you, it is a crazy time to be living in right now. So we thought, all right, every time you turn on your phone, the TV, depending on where you listen to the radio, you're hearing some kind of garbage. But we thought, let's flip that. We want to know, can you
Tell me something good.
It's always a nice moment in the show to focus on good news. This TikToker named David Dominguez, he has this channel where he goes around, he'll find like farmers markets or vendors that have no customers, and then he'll highlight them on social media. He'll ask the internet to spread the word about these people. And so he's trending now. He found this mom and pop beef jerky brand in Texas. Ooh. It's called Don's Jerky. and Donna's jerky.
Oh, like you screwed it up.
I know.
You negated everything this guy's trying to do.
And the sales blew up.
We hear our phone just like ding, 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 ding.
Didn't think much of it. I posted the video one night. The next day I woke up and she was global. It's awesome to see that the community can actually still come together and, help each other succeed, because that's honestly a way that we need to start 2026. I think so.
We have like 2,000 orders every time we ship. We just keep getting more in.
Good for them. That's really fun to hear.
That is. And now they can go ahead and just keep making that money, which is awesome.
Tell me something good. Well, you personally, Kat, can you tell me something good?
Well, school gets out early this Friday, so we made plans last night. We're going to go down and see my family, and we're going to just see my mom. My sister is going to be in town with her family. My dad hang for a few hours. I don't talk about it often, but my dad has early onset dementia, and good news is he called me yesterday. So it's very, very rare. He hasn't called me in like 2 years.
Aww.
And so, because he can't quite work his phone, I thought I'd be composed for this, but it was just a really good moment yesterday just to see like his number pop up.
Yeah.
And just to hear his voice. And normally I have to call him, but just to know that he looked at his phone and figured it out and just called me. It was just really something good.
Well, that's awesome. What was he calling for you for?
He just wanted to say hi.
See, that's so beautiful.
Yes, it was amazing.
That's awesome.
Tell me something good.
For me, I'm trying to express this the right way, and I'm not very good with my feelings, but my son is getting married in 28 weeks.
Yeah.
Yesterday was the 28-week mark. And, like, when your kids grow up, like, you're proud of them if they hit a home run. You're proud of them if they get good grades, stuff like that. But I'm proud of him for being, like, a good partner right now. I think he's going to be an amazing husband. But at a certain point in your life, when your kids are in their like teens, you're like, I don't ever want to be a grandparent.
Yeah.
But I texted them yesterday, like, hey, it's 28 weeks till the wedding. And I think they're going to, I'm just getting this vibe that they're probably not going to have kids right away because they both have got, career things going on and they don't know where they're going to settle quite yet. Right.
Sure.
But like I started thinking about it yesterday. I was working out and I spent a healthy amount of time thinking about being a grandpa.
You never know. In like 700 days, you could be a grandpa.
And I'm like, I genuinely got excited about that for the first time yesterday. And I'm like, that is going to be awesome. So for me, that's what's good.
Tell me something good.
Well, I'm going to be cool young grandpa. Cool young grandpa.
Oh, slow your roll. Let's wait for that.
I got to get that dialed in. Sarah, what's good in your life?
I recently got engaged.
Hey, congratulations.
Nice. How long did it take the fella to pop the question?
Like less than 2 years.
Oh, okay.
And I like it was probably like 18 months. I mean, he's older.
Yeah.
I'm not a spring
So
chicken.
what does that mean? Wait. Why is that part of the conversation? What does that mean?
I feel like older they
I'm just saying. Well, he's already divorced from a long time ago. He has 2 like kind of adult kids.
Give us his best quality.
Oh, he's very caring.
Okay.
Like he like obsesses over my career more than I do.
That's amazing. He holds you on a pedestal. Are they older than you or around your same age? Or are you going to make them call you mommy?
Oh, the kids? Definitely not mommy.
Listen,
they're
not
younger than me.
your mom. I'm just your friend.
It gets so weird. We're talking about the woman who has gone very viral on TikTok because she told her daughter who wasn't listening, if you don't listen, I'm going to throw this iPad out the window. And she did it. And then her daughter went to school and lit her up, told everyone, my mom chucked the iPad out the window. And so it made us kind of think, was there a great creative punishment you got as a kid? I know I got to paint rocks. I also got to hold dictionaries on our front porch. And my parents lived in a spot in town that was right on the main drag. So there's me holding, actually, they were Encyclopedia Britannicas out like this, you're a server with a plate dish.
Yeah.
And I remember I had 2 to start. I was like 8 maybe. My dad comes out there and goes, how's that? I go, it's not so bad.
Oh,
he goes, all right. And he walks back into it, a little living room with a little kind of library on the wall, grabs another one, stacked it up. About every 5 minutes, he'd come out there. He's like, don't let me hear these hit the porch. And I bet I was out there for like an hour, man.
God. But still, like punishments, you're supposed to learn from them and not repeat your mistakes. You just you always made mistakes.
I like to challenge the authority. There's something in it for me. So I wanted to know, what was the creative punishment that maybe mom or dad gave you? Michelle, I appreciate you holding. What'd they do? What'd you have to do because you were naughty?
It wasn't really anything my parents did to me, but it's what I did to my kids.
Ooh, better. Let's go.
So it's probably not super unheard of, but whenever they fought, I would make them hold hands.
Yeah.
And it must have worked because they always end up just laughing hysterically. And now that they're older, they get along so well and they're like the best of friends.
They trauma bonded.
Exactly.
Because we're holding hands. Can you believe it? And I'd rather have them talk smack about me, than to be at odds with each other. Because then it's just, it's so hard on you.
Michelle, as you look back on this, how many times do you think you ended up making them hold hands? And then how long was it for?
It only lasted for probably 10 minutes before they just started laughing. But I don't even know how many times I made them do it. I'd make them do it in stores. So, if they were fighting in the store, I'd make them hold hands walking through the store.
See, I would have been now. How old were they? What was the separation in ages?
Probably. I think my son was probably 10, and then his sisters would have been 8 and 5.
Okay, so we almost have about the same separation in our kids. I would have been concerned that my son, who would have been 10, and my daughter, who would have been 8, I would have been concerned that she would have beat the piss out of him.
I mean, now that's how it is, but now that they're older. But back then, he didn't dare touch his sisters.
I gotcha. Hey, good creative stuff. Thanks for being on the show. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great day today.
Yeah. Thanks, you too.
I got Allie on line 3. Tell us about the punishments.
Hello, are you still doing those stories that were weird?
Yep.
Okay, when I grew up, we lived by a big hill.
Okay.
And the hill, we called it Werewolf Hill. And my parents always told me werewolves lived up there. And so if I was being naughty, they were going to take me up to Werewolf Hill and drop me off.
Okay. And I'm guessing
One day they did it. They brought me there, they dropped me off. And then I walked down the hill, and it was like one of my good friends' house. Didn't even know they lived there.
See, you can get away with that because the world is really small when you're a kid. And then if they hey, werewolves live up there.
So we used to live in St. Paul, and the witch's hat is down there. And my mom would say, be careful because we'll drop you off just after dark, and she'll handle whatever you put me through today. And we always minded her because we totally thought a witch lived in there.
I want to hear more of these. Your mom or dad, or maybe you as a mom or dad, have a really, really creative punishment for your kids when they get a little out of line. What's yours? We're talking this morning about the creative punishments maybe your parents used. It went super viral that this woman was in the car with her daughter, and her daughter wasn't listening, so she hucked the iPad out the window. And
so stupid.
It's laughable about, right about now, but Kat's like, that's $800 out the window.
So this does bring me back to a core memory. It wasn't my birthday, but we were going to the mall with my friends. My mom had this huge van. My friends were in there. I was in there. My sister was in there. My sister and I were not getting along that morning, but I had to stop at the bank and take out some money to shop at the mall. And she had to sign because I was still young, so she had to co-sign on everything I took out. So we're walking up the steps of the bank, and I remember her saying, "Let me see your ledger." And she took my ledger and she threw it across the lawn. So I had to run and get it. And by the time I ran to get it, she was back to her van and she left. She took my friends and my sister to the mall. I found myself walking down by the river like a hobo, and I'm like, this is the rest of my life. This is it. And then I walked home 2 miles. I walked home 2 miles.
She really took your friends shopping while you walked home.
Yeah.
Dang.
I know. Savage.
Jen
But
is a savage.
That just you threw it out the window. You spaz on your kids, and then you apologize.
Amy, let's hear the creative punishment in your life.
So it wasn't my parents, but it was myself with my kids.
Okay.
My youngest, he would act up, and instead of putting him in the corner, we would make him stand at a pointy corner. So not an inverted, but an actual corner.
Okay.
And so you could see him from all sides. Oh, my God. He hated it so bad.
So how long? Give me an average time frame that he would have to stand there until he learned his lesson.
It was probably 10 to 15 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
At the most.
I had a little bit of the same thing. My dad would take a dime and then he'd make me stand with my toes against the wall, against the like baseboard, and then the dime would go on my nose, and I'd have to stand there. And if the dime fell, it was another 10 minutes.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that was a pretty creative one. I kind of forgot about that one for a while.
They're savage.
Now, look, how old's your son now?
He's 17 now.
Okay, did it work?
It seems to work for the most part. He still acts up a little bit, but it's teenage now.
You're not convinced. I appreciate your story. Have a great morning. I got time for one more of these. Jamie, you want to tell us about it?
Hi, I was just calling about the weird punishment.
Yeah. What do you got?
So I was kind of a troublemaker in high school, and my mom took the door away my freshman year through my senior door, so I didn't have a door to my room. And I also got my phone privileges taken away, so I had to use the home phone for like all 4 years of high school.
That is so that's drastic.
I was waiting for someone to call about the phone privileges, and I appreciate your calling. Thank you. Because right now, like most of our kids, if they're younger or they're teenagers, they have a phone, but you don't have a home phone anymore.
Yeah.
Like you want to cut off the lifeline, it's that phone.
But for 4 years of high school, that's almost a like challenge for the parent. Now, how do we get a hold of you? You know, like I got Liam a phone for me.
Right. That's what I look at as because I can track my kid. I know where he is.
So that would almost be a punishment for the parent.
And I think that's why they don't take away phones anymore. But if you've got a great creative punishment, we got to hear about it, okay? Have you ever used the excuse, I have to poop, to get out of anything?
No, but I could. I mean, I don't have a colon. I always have to. So I could just say I have to go to the
story
bathroom.
again. I've used the.
Oh my God, you're literally so rude.
I've used the phrase "I have to poop" more than my fair share of times to get out of stuff, and it's usually like when my kids' financial aid papers come through or FAFSA and stuff like that. Because I lean on my wife because she's in finance. I'm like, this is your listen. If my kid's going to college, needs someone to help them do a voiceover, I'm there.
Yeah,
and then you can say, "I have to poop," but. I read a story about this classy massage parlor in Florida, and you would usually assume if the cops are called to a massage parlor in Florida, it's because of a dude, right? Not so much.
Okay.
They get called to this massage parlor because of, quote, assault. They get in there. The woman who apparently assaulted one of the massage, what do you call them? Masseuse?
A masseuse.
She decided to tell the cops, I have to poop. And then pulled down her pants as they were trying to cuff her and started pooping everywhere.
Oh, my God. And, you know, you see those videos, the body cam, where they're like, no, you can do it at the station. It's like, no, you can't. Like, sometimes people have to go really bad. And then now you have that mess on your hands. Like, they're not going to have to clean it up.
It didn't work. The woman arrested for battery. By the way, the Palms of Emerald Coast massage parlor was previously called Classy Spa. No word on why they changed the name, but if everybody's like, I have to poop, then maybe that's part of the name change.
So I wonder how that conversation comes to be. Like, if you know that an establishment like that has the reputation, can they size you up right away when you walk in so you maybe don't even have to have that awkward conversation? Or I wouldn't even know how to say, let's go all the way. Let's just do this.
Oh, for the happiness?
Yeah. I wonder.
That's a good question.
How that goes down.
I think you would just probably say, are there any extras I can pay for? Is that a way of going about it? And then maybe you're not, because I'm trying to think of a way to say it.
Like, how embarrassing if they don't do that
Well, then they'd probably just say no, and then you give them a tip, and off you go to the next classy spa. But I would assume if you say, are there any extras I can pay for, you probably can't get indicted for soliciting because you could have said, oh, I was hoping for a toe massage.
Or like hot stones or the oil. But
I would want, that's
I
a good
also don't
question.
think it's a crime. I really don't. If someone's going to pay, if you have like a single businessman and he just wants that and that establishment does it, I don't think it's a crime. I've never thought that it was like so terrible.
That's the argument for legalizing prostitution, right? It's a back and a forth. It's a willful gesture and business opportunity, right?
Yeah, as long as no one's doing it against their will. We're all consenting adults. I've never had an issue with it, I guess. It's like whatever. It's two people that want to do it. Let them do it.
How is that different than the adult movie industry then? Right? You have two consenting adults that are looking to make money off the deal.
But I also
but that's
think
legal,
that,
right? But that's legal. But
Yeah.
you go to a massage parlor and that's illegal.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of conversations have to be made. It will in no way impact my life. I'm just saying, like, there's just so much, like, stigma. Oh, my God. I can't believe it. It's like, I guess I don't know people that are with prostitutes often, but.
Well, there's always room to grow. And I really didn't expect our 616 conversation on a Thursday to lead to this. I just wanted to talk about the woman pooping on cops, so.
Coming up next, here's what's next with Kat and JJ.
I would be interested. Let's say you have a 25-year run in law enforcement. How many times has somebody else's poops ended up on you?
Yes.